Welcome to the next Road to the Cup uh, video for Furlongs and Horses. My name is Rachel and I'm your host. And you can find me at my blogs, furlongdrive.blogspot.com and at roadtothecupblog.blogspot.com. It is Thursday, September 4th, and welcome to the first juvenile races actually. For the when you're in for the Breeders' Cup. One is going to be for the juvenile. One's going to be for the juvenile fillies. Both races are on dirt at a mile this week at Churchill Downs. And they are actually a little bit special because these are also the first two points races for the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. They are named the Iroquois and the Pocahontas. And what I decided for this week, instead of doing two videos, I'm going to do one big one. Because these are just 2-year-olds. Most of them have made one or two starts. There are a couple who've made a few other starts more, but not many. There are 9 horses going in the Iroquois, and there are 10 horses going in the Pocahontas. And I'm going to be previewing by the race order. The Iroquois is first, so that will be previewed first. That's going to be the win and you're in for the juvenile, meaning all the points go towards the Derby. And then the Pocahontas will be next. And then those are points that go to the Oaks, and that's when you're in for the juvenile fillies. So let's take a look at the Iroquois field and go from there. Number 1 is #Bourbon. Brian Hernandez will ride for Kellen Gorder. He is by Super Saver, and there is probably no better first year sire than Super Saver. He's already has a Grade 1 winner in Competitive Edge, actually won 2 in the Hopeful, which was run on Monday with Competitive Edge, and I spent it. #Bourbon was 3rd in his career debut, and then he broke his maiden in his last when he won the Mountaineer Juvenile. So the biggest thing is can he move that form from a small track to a larger track? Where he was 3rd. I forget what track he was 3rd at, unfortunately. Number 2 is Mr. Z. Corey Lannery will ride for Wayne Lucas. He is by Malibu Moon. 2nd in his last 2 races, which were the Sanford and the Saratoga Special. He skipped the Hopeful to go here, which might not be a bad plan. As you can see, I'm not talking about these horses that much because they're only 2-year-olds. So they don't have that many races under their belt. But Mr. Z, I think, has a big chance here, as well as #Bourbon. Number 3, and I'm hopefully going to get his name right. It's Decabrist. Yeah, I'm going to say Decabrist. Dodell or Soro will ride for Jendi Dorchenko. He is by Street Boss. 5th in the Bird on the Wire and in the Hopeful. So it's not even a week turnaround. So I'm a little bit concerned about him doing this turnaround. I mean, there have been horses who've run back-to-back days in the old days that used to be very common, but this is a modern-day 2-year-old, and as we know, horses these days aren't as sturdy, so that does concern me a bit. Number 4 is Holy Fraser. Chris Landros will ride for Kenny McPeak. He is by Holy Bull. There aren't going to be that many Holy Bulls left as he's been pensioned. This is his stakes debut after a 4th in a maiden, and then he, last time out, won his, broke it. So he won his first race. Number 5 is Lucky Player. Ricardo Santana will ride for Steve Asmussen. He is by Looking at Lucky, who was second in the juvenile when he was 2. Champion 2-year-old and 3-year-old. He'd be super saver for that 3-year-old championship. 4th in the Bashford Manor, which is in June at Churchill. And then 2nd last time out in the Prairie Juvenile Mile. So he's, I believe, the only horse in this race that has gone a mile. So that might be to his advantage. Number 6 is Cleveland Sound. Sean Bridgemohan will ride for Grand Motion. He is by More Than Ready. Won his debut, and then he was 4th in the Saratoga Special. He might be a horse who in the future might be a turf horse, but for now, there is a plan. The fact that I'm saying he might be a future turf horse, him being by More Than Ready, will help. Number 7 is Danny Boy. Miguel Mena will ride for Dale Romans. He is by Harlan's Holiday, and he has won his only race to date and goes from turf to dirt. That is usually a interesting sign, because a lot of times turf to dirters tend to do well. So we'll have to see how that goes. Number 8 is Bold Conquest. Joel Rosario will ride for Steve Asmussen, his 2nd in here. He is by Curlin, 2nd in his career debut, and then he won his maiden last time out. And finally, number 9 is the Gorilla Man. The Gorilla Man, not the Gorilla Men, like I just said. Jesus Castanon will ride for John Bordonado. Yeah, Bordonado. He is by Aftermarket. 1 for 1 on dirt after finishing 4th in his first start on turf. So again, the field is number 1, #Bourbon. Number 2, Mr. Z. Number 3, DeBrisk. Number 4, Holy Fraser. Number 5, Lucky Player. Number 6, Cleveland Sound. Number 7, Danny Boy. Number 8, Bold Conquest. Number 9, the Gorilla Man. So that is your field for the Iroquois. So up next will be the picks. So to win, I have Mr. Z, and the biggest reason why I have him first is because he has the stakes experience. I feel like he'll be there right there at the wire. Hopefully with my runner-up finisher, #Bourbon. The fact that he has a stakes win. He's actually, I believe, the only stakes winner in this field. And I mean, Lucky Player, Mr. Z. I just feel like that Mr. Z's better horse right now than #Bourbon. I don't even have Lucky Player in my top 3. I think down the road he will be the best horse in this field. But for right now, he might need a couple more starts just to get his racing legs under him a little bit more. So again, to win, I have Mr. Z. For second, I have hashtag Bourbon, and for third, I have Danny Boy. I just feel like that turf to dirt helps, and I think your Gorilla Man also probably has a chance. I should note that I haven't looked at the odds, so I could be very wrong with this, but again, I'm going with Mr. Z, hashtag Bourbon, and Danny Boy in that order. So up next is the Pocahontas field. Before we begin the Pocahontas preview, one thing I forgot, I had the distance for these races wrong. This is actually at a mile and 16th, which I believe is still one turn at Churchill, not a mile. Apologize for that. I didn't have time to go back to re-record when I said mile for Iroquois and the Pocahontas for the intro. So I apologize for that. So here is the Pocahontas preview. Number 1 is Loom. Joe Rocco Jr. will ride for Philip Oliver. She is by Hard Spun. Second and fourth in both of her starts, but those were at like Indiana, so she'll have to step up big time as she moves to a more well-known track. Number 2 is Queen's Ready. Dalel Osorio. Again, I apologize for mispronouncing the name. Gennady Dorchenko rides, Osorio rides, by More Than Ready. She is probably the most experienced horse in both of these fields. She already has 6 starts, but her best finish has been second 3 times, including last time out, and she's been racing pretty steadily, which might help her, might hurt her, because she doesn't, again, like I said with the Iroquois about the modern 2-year-old, we'll have to see how it goes. Number 3 is Phoenix Park. Chris Landros will ride for Jamie Toner. She is by Looking at Lucky, won her career debut, and then she was 6th in the Adirondack in her last. I think the fact that she has that Saratoga race under her belt will help her. Number 4 is Christina's Journey. Miguel Mena will ride for Dale Romans. She is by Any Given Saturday. Won her only start of her career, and this was her stakes debut. Number 5 is Painburn. I'm hopefully pronouncing that correctly. Joelle Rosario will ride for Kenny McPeak. She is by Congrats. Won her only start, and she is another turf to dirter. Number 6 is Frog to the Water. Jose Castanon will ride for Marty Wolfson. She is by Roman Brewer, and she has a win in her last start, and then she was 6th in her career debut. So that's a big improvement, so really no surprise that they're trying State Company. Honestly, really there aren't, I don't think that many allowance races for 2-year-olds yet, so it's either maiden or State Company, so we'll, which is why I think a horse like Loom is in here. But getting back to Frog to the Wire, I think it will be, we'll have to see how she does, if she can keep up that winning form. Number 7 is Rachel's Ready. Sean Bridgemohan will ride for David Vance. She is by More Than Ready. Third in the Mountaineer Juvenile Fillies. Of course, hashtag Bourbon won the male version. And then she was 5th in the Debutante. in June. I think she has a good chance. The fact that she has a race over the surface is very helpful here. And that will be very helpful for her. Number 8 is Take Charge Brandy. Corey Lannery will ride for Wayne Lucas. She is by Giants Causeway. 5th in the Adirondack. And then she was 2nd in the Schuylerville before that. Her dam, Charming, is a half-sister to Will Take Charge. So, being by Giants Causeway, out of a Seeking the Gold Mare, as that's who Charming is by, definitely 2 turns will not be a problem. In the future, of course, 9 furlongs in the future will not be a problem. She could even probably go 10 furlongs when we're going down the line talking about the Alabama. But right now, she's probably the most seasonally ready horse in this race. And I think she has a big chance. Number 9 is Mile High Butterfly. Brian Hernandez will ride for, hold on, just had to double check to make sure that he wasn't riding anyone else in this race, for William Connolly, and he's not. She is by Sky Mesa. Won her career debut, and then she was 5th in the Prairie Gold Lassie Stakes. And last but not least, number 10 is True to You. Marcelo Perdoza will ride for Tom Amos. Marcelino Perdoza, yeah, will ride for Tom Amos, as I said. By Scat Daddy. Won her Lone Star going from turf to dirt here. So that is your field. So again, the field is number 1, Loom. Number 2, Queen's Ready. Number 3, Phoenix Park. Number 4, Christina's Journey. Number 5, Painburn. Number 6, Frog to the Wire. Number 7, Rachel's Ready. Number 8, Take Charge Brandy. Number 5, Mile High Butterfly. And number 10, True to You. So up next are the picks. So to win, I have Take Charge Brandy. I just feel like she is the best horse in the race based off her Saratoga races. And I just feel that she is going to be very tough to beat. In second, I have Rachel's Ready, and I am not picking her to finish second because my name is Rachel. I just feel like the fact, like with the Iroquois, I think having that stakes experience as a 2-year-old, like well-known stakes, it's more helpful than harmful. And then in show, I have Painburn. Again, like with the Iroquois, I put turf to dirt can be helpful. So again, win, Take Charge Brandy, place, Rachel's Ready, and show Painburn. Now, next week, I believe, is a off week. I think it is the last off week before really we get into the real nitty gritty of the final preps. I think next week is the Pennsylvania Derby and the Cotillion, which are 3-year-old races, but they are going to be major factors into the Breeders' Cup because it will be the return of California Chrome. Untappable will return to her own sex. She'll probably be facing Sweet Reason, and maybe not. Stop Charging Maria, I believe Cassette, is also going to the cotillion. She is a Foxtail Farm filly, and you know those Foxtail Farm fillies can be very good. Round Pond, Horse Have the Grace, very good. Let's see, can't think of her name right now, unfortunately. Shoot. Oh well. And then, of course, when you add in their males, Rockport Harbor, Old Fashioned, Hard Spun, who, of course, has a horse in the Pocahontas. A lot of stuff is going on. Also running this weekend, Molly Morgan, Rhea Antonia going against Older. We'll see how that goes. So a lot of Breeders' Cup implications are this weekend. I believe also the 2 Arlington races for juveniles are this weekend. So great racing weekend. It's a quiet racing weekend compared to the past couple of weeks. But we're right on that lull in between the Travelers and Super Saturday. Now, in 2 weeks is the Woodbine Mile. That's big weekend up in Canada. Following weekend is Super Saturday. So we're very, very close to Super Saturday. So we're gonna have to see how that all comes out with the older horses, the 3-year-olds. I'm actually going to be away Super Saturday weekend, but you will still see videos. How they'll get done, I'm not 100% sure yet. So you'll have to stay tuned for those. But that is it for this week. I will check you all in probably next week for a video or so, whatever. And yeah. So until then, have a good week. Safe travels to all the horses, and see you soon. Bye.